The unexpected encounter, the mining station Kepler-7, drifted silently through the void, its massive industrial arms reaching into the asteroid field like the tentacles of some mechanical sea creature. Captain Maya Chen stood in the observation deck, watching the harvest crews work their shifts. 3 years she had commanded this station, 3 years of peaceful mining operations at the edge of human space. The coffee in her hands had grown cold, but she barely noticed. Something felt different today. Dr. Alex Reeves burst through the door, his usually calm demeanor shattered. His dark skin gleamed with sweat, and his hand shook as he clutched a datapad. Maya had never seen the chief engineer look so rattled. "Captain, we have a problem," Alex said, his voice barely above a whisper. "Long-range sensors are picking up something massive, really massive." Maya set down her coffee and turned to face him fully. "Define massive, Alex." 17 ships, each one larger than anything in our database. They're coming this way, and their trajectory puts them here in 6 hours. Alex's fingers flew across the datapad. "Captain, these aren't like anything we've ever seen. The energy signatures are off the charts." Maya felt her blood turn to ice. First contact. After centuries of searching the stars, humanity was finally meeting another intelligent species, and they were coming in force. "Get me Commander Okafor," Maya ordered. "Full alert status. I want every crew member at their stations in 15 minutes. The next few hours passed in a blur of activity. The mining station transformed as hidden panels slid away, revealing defensive systems that most of the crew didn't even know existed. Kepler-7 wasn't just a mining station. It was humanity's first line of defense. Disguised as civilian infrastructure. Commander Zara Okafor appeared on the bridge, her tall frame moving with military precision. Her cybernetic eye glowed softly as it interfaced with the station's tactical systems. "All departments report ready, Captain. Defensive grid is online." Maya nodded, studying the tactical display. The alien fleet had dropped out of fast travel at the edge of the system. They were taking their time, clearly confident in their superiority. That confidence might be their first mistake. "Incoming transmission," reported Lieutenant Torres from the communications station. "They're broadcasting on multiple frequencies. Universal mathematical sequences. They want to talk." "Put it through," Maya said, straightening her uniform. The main screen flickered to life, revealing something that made several crew members gasp. The being on the screen was tall and elegant, with pale blue skin that seemed to shimmer in the light. Its eyes were large and dark, filled with an intelligence that spoke of millennia of civilization. When it spoke, its voice was melodious, but carried an undertone of absolute authority. "I am High Commander Viridian of the Nexari Empire," the alien said, its words translated by the station's AI. "You are a primitive species occupying territory claimed by our empire for the past 3,000 years. You will surrender immediately and prepare tribute for your new masters." Maya felt the bridge go silent. Every eye was on her. This wasn't the peaceful first contact that humanity had dreamed of for generations. This was conquest, plain and simple. "This is Captain Maya Chen of the Terran Mining Consortium," she replied, her voice steady. "This system is under human jurisdiction. Your empire has no claim here." High Commander Viridian's expression didn't change, but something flickered in those dark eyes. Surprise, perhaps. "You misunderstand your situation, primitive. The Nexari Empire has ruled this galaxy for 50,000 years. Over 800 species serve as our subjects. Resistance is not an option you possess. Maya exchanged glances with Zara, who was running tactical analyses on her personal display. The numbers weren't good. 17 massive ships against one mining station. On paper, it should be no contest. We understand perfectly, Maya said. You're used to picking on species that can't fight back. That ends today. The alien's composure cracked slightly. You dare threaten the Nexari Empire? No species has ever refused our initial offer of subjugation. You have one final opportunity to comply. Maya looked around the bridge at her crew. Alex was at his engineering station, his fingers dancing over controls as he brought more systems online. Zara stood ready at tactical, her cybernetic eye glowing brighter as it processed targeting data. Lieutenant Torres had opened communication. Channels to Earth, though any message would take months to arrive. These people trusted her. More than that, they represented something the Nexari Empire had never encountered before. They represented humanity's refusal to kneel. High Commander Viridian, Maya said, stepping closer to the screen. Let me make this simple for you and your empire. You have 30 minutes to leave this system. If you're still here after that, ... She paused, letting the silence stretch, perish. The transmission cut. Maya turned to her crew, seeing determination in every face. They all knew what was coming. They had always known this day might come. Alex, how long until the defense grid is fully charged? Maya asked. 28 minutes, Captain. The fusion reactors are running at 110% capacity. Zara, what's our tactical situation? Not good on paper, Zara admitted, but they don't know what they're facing. None of their scans will show our true capabilities. Kepler-7 has been designed to look like easy prey. Maya nodded. Humanity had learned early that survival meant preparation. Every colony, every station, every outpost was designed with defense in mind. They had spent centuries preparing for this moment, even if they hadn't known exactly what form it would take. The Nexari fleet began moving forward, their massive ships gliding through space with predatory grace. Maya watched them approach, her mind calculating distances and timing. Everything would depend on the next few minutes. Captain Torres called out, I'm picking up chatter from their fleet. They're dividing into attack formations. They think this will be over quickly. Let them think that, Maya replied. Zara, begin evacuation protocols. I want all non-essential personnel in the emergency shelters. Already done, Captain. Essential crew only on all decks. Maya smiled grimly. Her crew was good, the best humanity had to offer. They deserved a fighting chance. The first Nexari ship opened fire without warning. Energy bolts that could level mountains struck the station's outer hull. Alarms blared as sections vented atmosphere. But the station held. The real armor was hidden beneath the civilian facade. Layers of military-grade composites and energy. Dampeners returned fire, Maya ordered. What happened next would be talked about in alien military academies for generations to come. The helpless mining station suddenly bristled with weapons. Railgun turrets emerged from hidden compartments. Missile pods that had been disguised as, or containers, opened and released their deadly cargo. Energy cannons that had been masquerading as mining lasers swiveled to target the attacking ships. The nearest Nexari vessel, a cruiser 3 times the size of the station, took the full brunt of humanity's reply. Its shields flared and died under the concentrated fire. Hull plates cracked and atmosphere vented into space. The massive ship pride of an empire that had never known defeat, began to list helplessly. High Commander Viridian's image appeared on the screen again, but this time his composure was completely gone. Impossible. Your scans showed primitive mining equipment. We learned long ago not to advertise our capabilities, Maya replied. You made the mistake of assuming we were defenseless just because we appeared to be. The battle continued for hours. The Nexari threw everything they had at the station, but human engineering proved superior to alien overconfidence. Every system had backups. Every weapon had been tested in the fires of human conflict. Humanity had been fighting wars since before they left Earth, and they had learned their lessons well. When the smoke cleared, 5 Nexari ships were gone. The others hung in space, damaged and defeated. High Commander Viridian's fleet, which had expected an easy conquest, had instead found humanity's first real statement to the galaxy. Maya opened a channel to the surviving ships. This is Captain Chen. You came here expecting to find prey. Instead, you found predators. Take this message back to your empire and make sure every species in this galaxy hears it. Humanity does not kneel. Humanity does not surrender. And anyone who thinks we do. She let the word hang in the void, perish. The reckoning 3 days after the battle at Kepler 7, the galaxy began to change. High Commander Viridian's surviving ships limped back to Nexari space, carrying news that would shake the foundations of their empire. For the first time in 50,000 years, the Nexari had been defeated by a species they had never even heard of. Captain Maya Chen stood in her ready room, studying reports that continued to pour in from Earth Command. The battle had been transmitted across human space, and the response was immediate. Fleets that had been disguised as merchant convoys suddenly revealed their true nature. Mining stations across the frontier activated hidden defense systems. Humanity was preparing for war. Dr. Alex Reeves entered without knocking. Something he only did when the situation was truly urgent. Captain, you need to see this. Long-range sensors are picking up massive movement in Nexari space. They're mobilizing their entire fleet. Maya wasn't surprised. An empire that had ruled unchallenged for millennia wouldn't take defeat lightly. How many ships? Over 3,000, Captain. And they're not just Nexari. They're calling in vassal species from across their territory. This is going to be the largest fleet ever assembled in this part of the galaxy. Maya nodded grimly. Humanity had thrown down the gauntlet, and the Nexari were picking it up. What's Earth Command's response? Admiral Harrison is activating the full disclosure protocol. Every hidden fleet, every disguised weapon platform, every secret military installation is coming online. The masquerade is over. The full disclosure protocol, Maya had hoped she would never see it implemented. For 3 centuries, humanity had maintained the fiction that they were a peaceful species interested only in trade and exploration. The truth was far different. Humanity had learned from their own bloody history, and they had prepared for the day when they would face extinction among the stars. Commander Zara Okafor appeared on the bridge, her cybernetic eye glowing with new data streams. Captain, we're receiving priority transmissions from Earth. The 7th Fleet is in the Centauri system. The 12th Fleet is moving to positions in the Vega sector. They want us to maintain position here as a forward observation post. Maya studied the tactical display. Red dots marked Nexari positions across known space, while blue dots showed human fleet movements. What had been empty space yesterday was now revealed to be filled with human military assets. Ships that had posed as cargo haulers shed their disguises, to reveal heavy weapons and military-grade shields. Space stations that had claimed to be research facilities opened hidden docks, releasing wings of fighters. "My God," Alex whispered, staring at the display. "How long have we been preparing for this?" "Since the day we left Earth," Maya replied. "Our ancestors learned that the universe is hostile. They made sure we would never be caught unprepared again." The answer to humanity's preparedness lay in their history. Every conflict, every war, every hard-learned lesson had been studied and incorporated into their spacefaring doctrine. While other species had grown soft during millennia of peace, humanity had maintained their edge. They had disguised it, hidden it, but they had never abandoned it. 2 weeks later, the Nexari Armada arrived at the edge of human space. 3,000 ships from dozens of species, all united under the banner of an empire that had never known defeat. At their head flew the command ship Eternal Dominion, a massive dreadnought that was the pride of the Nexari fleet. High Commander Viridian stood on the bridge of his flagship, staring at the tactical display that showed human positions. The initial reports from Kepler-7 had been dismissed as exaggeration or equipment failure. No single station could have defeated a Nexari battle group. It was impossible, but the evidence was mounting. Human ships were appearing throughout the sector, their true military nature finally revealed. These weren't the primitive vessels that Nexari intelligence had reported. These were warships, built for conflict and crewed by a species that seemed to understand warfare on an instinctual level. High Commander reported his tactical officer, a Nexari noble whose pale blue skin had taken on a worried hue. "Human fleet strength is far beyond our initial estimates. They have hidden assets throughout this entire region of space." Viridian studied the display. Where their scans had once shown empty space or civilian installations, now showed a network of military positions that could only have taken centuries to establish. "How did our intelligence miss this?" "They appear to have been using advanced stealth technology, sir. Their ships were disguised as civilian vessels. Their weapons platforms were hidden within asteroid fields and mining operations. We've never encountered deception on this scale." It was true. The Nexari had ruled through overwhelming force for so long that they had forgotten that other species might use subterfuge. Their vassals had always surrendered immediately when faced with the Empire's might. The concept of a species that would disguise their true strength was alien to them. The battle that followed would be remembered as the turning point in Galactic history. The Nexari expected another easy conquest, a chance to demonstrate their power to a defiant species. Instead, they found themselves facing an enemy that had been preparing for war since before their own. Civilization had reached the stars. Human tactics proved superior from the beginning. Where the Nexari relied on massive ships and overwhelming firepower, humans used speed, coordination, and precision. Their smaller vessels danced around the Nexari dreadnoughts, striking at weak points with surgical accuracy. Their fighters, launched from hidden carriers, swarmed through the enemy formations like schools of predatory fish. Captain Chen watched the battle unfold from Kepler-7, her station serving as a coordination point for human forces throughout the sector. The tactical display showed the ebb and flow of combat, blue and red dots dancing in the deadly ballet of space warfare. "The Nexari are breaking formation," Zara reported. "Their command structure is collapsing. They're not used to facing coordinated resistance." Maya nodded. It was exactly what human strategists had predicted. An empire that had ruled through fear and intimidation for millennia would be unprepared for an enemy that fought back effectively. The Nexari had grown overconfident, convinced of their own invincibility. The turning point came when Captain Rebecca Santos of the UES Indomitable led a strike force directly at the Eternal Dominion. The massive Nexori flagship had been thought invulnerable, protected by shields that could withstand the firepower of entire fleets. But human engineers had studied the captured data from the first battle, and they had found weaknesses. Santos's ships struck the Eternal Dominion's shield generators with precisely coordinated attacks, overwhelming the defensive systems through sheer tactical brilliance. When the shields failed, human railgun rounds punched through the dreadnought's hull like bullets through paper. High Commander Viridian felt his ship shudder as human weapons found their mark. Around him, his bridge crew worked frantically to restore power and control, but it was too late. The humans had done the impossible. They had crippled the pride of the Nexori fleet. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission from the human fleet," his communications officer reported. "Put it through," Viridian said, knowing that his empire's invincibility had been shattered forever. The image that appeared on his screen was Captain Santos, her face calm but her eyes hard as steel. Behind her, Maya could see the bridge of a human warship, efficient and purposeful in a way that spoke of a species born for conflict. "High Commander Viridian," Santos said, "this is Captain Rebecca Santos of the United Earth Space Force. Your invasion has failed. Your fleet is broken. But I'm going to give you something your empire has never given any other species. I'm going to give you a choice." Viridian said nothing, waiting. "You can continue this fight and watch every ship in your fleet die," Santos continued. "Or you can withdraw and carry a message back to your empire. The message is simple. Humanity will not be conquered. Humanity will not be enslaved. And any species that thinks otherwise will face the same choice we're giving you now." "What choice?" Viridian asked, though he already knew the answer. Santos smiled, but there was no warmth in it. Survive or perish. The word that had started as a simple warning at a mining station was now being broadcast across the galaxy. Within hours, every species in Nexori space would know that the Empire's expansion had met its match. Within days, other galactic powers would be reassessing their own plans for human space. High Commander Viridian looked around his ruined bridge, at the tactical display showing the destruction of his fleet, at the faces of his crew as they realized their empire was no longer invincible. The humans had done more than defeat them. In battle, they had shattered the myth of Nexori supremacy. "We withdraw," he said finally. The surviving Nexori ships began their retreat, limping away from human space with a message that would change the galaxy forever. Humanity had announced itself not as prey, but as predators. The word perish would become known throughout alien civilizations as humanity's calling card, a simple warning that carried the weight of extinction.